Okay, ladies and gentlemen, commissioners, the Village of Council of Forest Park regular meeting for Monday, September 8th will come to order. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able, please rise. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll?
Commissioner Maxham, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Here. Commissioner Vogt.
Here.
Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, approval of the minutes from the August 28th, 25th regular meeting of the council. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxham, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Aye. Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, public comment.
Yes, Liz Gould.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm trying to get my stuff here. So I'm here to represent my neighbors. There are 5 households here. We are in the small block just north of Pioneer Tap, and we have a petition and a letter that we're going to present to you, and I'll just read the letter if I can breathe. Whew. Okay, dear Chief Gross, Mayor Hoskins, and Village Commissioners, we are writing to you as the residents north of Randolph on Des Plaines in Forest Park to express our growing concern about disruptive behavior and criminal activity resulting from Pioneer Tap bar patrons. This letter is accompanying a petition and public testimony given on this day, and it is a follow-up to previous testimony given on March 24th. We come to you with a request for Village of Forest Park response because of recent incidents, including domestic violence. This is not a new situation for us. The impact is significant to our neighborhood. After the shooting in 2023, one of our neighbors moved from our community because they were sick of the bad behavior of Pioneer Tap patrons. At that time, we met with Marty Cerise, where he told us what he would do to correct the problem. In April, in response to our previous testimony and 24 police reports, Pioneer Tap was shut down for a week, fined $650, and asked to create a corrective action plan before being granted a license renewal. Since the hearing in April, we have experienced relative calm. However, after the Labor Day holiday weekend, we have seen a spike of incidents. Although police have increased patrols and installed security cameras, we still have concerns about public safety. Based on what we have experienced over the past few months, the corrective action plan does not appear to be a deterrent to reckless driving after leaving, public urination, loitering on the street after exiting the bar, consuming alcohol outside, leaving trash including empty alcohol bottles, noise violations, and numerous domestic disputes, with some resulting in violence. In particular, on August 31st, a domestic violence incident of a woman being actively beaten was reported to the police that included eyewitness testimony. Since the hearing, we have reported the following to the police. April 13th, noise violation and loud music, and we later learned that they were arrested for driving under the influence with a revoked license. May 11th, drunken fight. Police report was made, and the parties drove off before the police arrived. May 12th, loud talking, laughing, music playing in the street at 12:10 a.m. Police report was made. July 4th, Pioneer Tap patrons set off fireworks and a police report was made. August 30th, public urination with police response, and August 31st, domestic violence incident where a woman was actively beaten with an eyewitness account and a police report was made. We urge Forest Park Police to prioritize the safety of our community by taking the following actions. 1, increase police patrols, particularly after 10 o'clock p.m. on Fridays through Sundays and holiday weekends. 2, share the corrective action plan for Pioneer Tap and explain how it is being enforced. 3, ask that Pioneer Tap employees pick up trash left by their patrons. And 4, meet with us quarterly and more frequently if there is an increase in incidents to keep us informed about public safety response and number of arrests. We look forward to working together with you to keep Forest Park safe. Please consider our letter and petition and take the necessary steps to address this urgent issue. So I have this and I'll just give it to the clerk. Give it to you.
Thank you, Liz.
Maggie Grady Hooper.
Thank you for hearing our concerns. Liz has worked really hard on putting that letter together. When Dave brought to you, my husband Dave brought to you our concerns in March, we knew it wouldn't be a quick fix. It wasn't something to address in one meeting. But over time, we have seen our concerns acknowledged, and we've attended the liquor control meetings, and we've called 911 as appropriate amongst ourselves. We bought our house in 2016 knowing it's near bars because it's near fun things to do. Unfortunately, the safety issues and the cleanliness issues surrounding the Pioneer Tap is detracting from our property. Please help us, and thank you for hearing our safety concerns. We want to keep our village safe and clean and fun. So thank you for your guidance.
James Michael.
Good evening. Mr. Hoskins, my boss, RJ McMahon, says hello. I was the person who wanted to be the eyewitness to the domestic violence incident that was referenced earlier, and I don't need to get into, I think that Liz's letter did a good job of, giving the overview, but I do want to give you a little bit of context about what I saw. And especially, I don't know if the gentleman representing the police department is the chief or not, but, just I have a couple of specific questions about how your officers handled that, because I need some guidance. I have a 15-year-old daughter. The night of the 31st, she had 5 of her friends over for, what was supposed to be just a fun end of summer party. And we hear yelling and talking and laughing out in our street all the time. It's a constant thing. And I try not to go outside because I get triggered after a while and I don't want to make things work. But at this point, I heard two people yelling at each other extremely aggravatedly, a woman and a man. So I went out on my porch, and my daughter and her friends are like looking out the window. And it was, there was some, slapping, yelling, and then a woman peeled away from the confrontation. It was two people, and she walked away from the man she was arguing with and got in her car. I started calling 911. While I'm on the phone with the operator, the man got into the passenger side of the car and just started beating the crap out of the woman. And it wasn't gentle. He was hitting her as hard as he could. So I'm running towards the car now, trying to speak to 911 about it. And I start pounding on the hood of the car because I understand that I'm not supposed to get involved. But it took everything I had to not get involved. And then finally, this guy wasn't stopping. He had hit her at least 6 or 7 times in the face. And I finally just said, my daughter's watching this. I can't just sit here like an idiot and just hope that this guy stops and hope that the police show up. So I went around to the passenger side, and right as soon as I got there, he got out and put his hands up. And so the patrolman rolled up. Seemed like half the bar emptied out once the police showed up. So there's a bunch of screaming, yelling, upset people from the bar. The woman who was getting hit got knocked to the ground. And the guy that was committing this violence was just all of a sudden the sweetest human being that you'd ever met. He was talking to the policeman. Cops told me to go away because I was afraid that maybe something was going to jump off, or they were going to jump on the officers. And I was just not feeling like I should just walk away. Anyway, 10 minutes pass. Everybody's watching this. And then these two individuals are split up, and the officers are speaking to them. And then they both get into their cars and drive away. And I lost it. I started yelling at the officers, what are you doing? And the answer that I got from an officer who was obviously tense, and I don't want to judge him. I've never done that work, so I'm not judging how difficult it is. But he said it's our fault because we haven't made enough calls. When we call 911, not enough of us are leaving our name. We haven't given them what they need to do. And I don't know if I don't know where they're getting it, but he was very well aware of our history with the tap. And for me to hear that from him pissed me off immensely. So now he and I are yelling back and forth, and the other cops are keeping us apart. And then he says, it was a mutual combat situation. The state of Illinois, it's a mutual combat situation. If Commissioner Nero and I decide we want to go out in the alley and duke it out, we can do that as long as we both agree to do it. Evidently, that's a thing. I didn't know that. I also didn't know that in a situation where it's clearly a domestic violence situation where a male partner is beating up a female partner, that either one of them get to say, hey, it's okay, we got it. We're good. Don't worry about it. And the officers didn't ever put anybody in cuffs to detain them. I doubt that they ran them for any warrants or anything else. They didn't look at any kind of blood alcohol levels. They clearly just wanted to go. That's not acceptable at all. If it was, it's just not acceptable. And it certainly was not mutual combat because I was the only one who saw it. The officers were not there. And I was asking them, let me fill out a statement. Let me give you your name. Do something. They didn't want to do it. They were yelling at me because I was getting aggravated. It's not good enough. And I think if this had happened in front of any of your homes, and it was your 15-year-old daughter with her girlfriends watching this, you'd feel the same way I do. I know you guys have tough jobs. I know that LEOs have a very tough job. I'm not trying to second guess people's professionalism, but that particular case was not good enough. Thank you for listening.
I got an emailed public comment from Amy Turilli. Hello, citizens and elected officials who believe that a good use of village revenue is to spy on residents by collecting and sharing license plate data with federal government should visit the Forest Park Public Library and learn about their Freedom to Read Week. If you believe spying on people and then haplessly passing on license plate data to the Trump administration so that its draconian immigration and customs enforcement agency can more efficiently arrest and deport people that Trump and his mob of white supremacists dislike because of their ethnicity, then you should consider signing up for their 1984 book discussion group. Visit the library today to learn how you can register to join the discussion of George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984.
Are there any more public comment?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Commissioners, we're going to move down to bills by resolution as there are no formal communications tonight and no department reports for us to consider. Whenever
Be-
you're ready, Madam Clerk.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $103. Public Affairs, $3,196.05. Police Department, $3,456.16. Community Center, $3,110.72. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $250,410.55. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $401.57. Department of Health and Safety, $5,331.90. Streets and Public Improvements, $90,661.80. Public Property, $21,543.48. Seizure, $5,128.01. Federal Customs, $2,448.47. TIF, $7,837. VIP, $6,079.96. Water Department, $48,967.40, for a total of $448,676.07.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-84-25.
Well, thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, Commissioners, under new business, the first item is an ordinance amending Section 6-2-2 entitled License Fee Schedule. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-41-25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, the next item is an ordinance authorizing the sale or disposition of surplus property of the village. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovin. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-42-25.
Commissioners, the next item is a resolution approving and authorizing a 6B classification for 7501 Industrial Drive for the benefit of Chicago Specialty Bakers. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
Yes, Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion?
I just had a brief question, but if you're coming to the mic, go ahead.
Oh, I'm here to address any questions.
Oh, okay. I just had a question about the improvements that are going to be taking place in the space, because I understand from the time that the previous occupant was in the space and the time that you all will be moving in, it hasn't been that long. And so I just wanted to know a little bit more about the improvements that you'll be making to the property.
The improvements, they can sort of be divided into two categories. One is rehabilitation and the other is installation.
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
Rehabilitations. So the renovation aspect will consist of improvements to the electrical systems, the plumbing, the carpentry. There's an existing refrigeration system that will also be renovated as well. Renovation to the flooring and enhanced security system will be installed, and there'll be building deferred maintenance. As for the installations, CSB will install artisan production lines, mixers, water meters, ovens, and of course, office furniture. And that's kind of a summary of the improvements.
Great.
Any other questions, commissioners?
I
No,
have one,
Go ahead.
actually. Um, there's a, sort of a job hiring component, with some different thresholds to meet, a certain level of new jobs that you're creating. I'm just curious, all of those are at this facility. How do you intend to, sort of do your job search? Are you going to do like a, outreach to Forest Park, or sort of what are your plans to meet those, criteria?
Felix, would you like to?
Hi, my name is Felix Barat, owner of the Chicago Specialty Bakers for the last 40 years. We planning to, most of our employees are drawn from 3 to 5 miles within facility. And that's what we're planning to hire, people who live around. That's what we usually do. Yeah. Plus, we have employee list from the previous ownership, and we planning to hire them too back. That's regarding the employees. Any other question, please?
No, I'm good.
Regarding facility, it require a lot of, it's not that much new facility, it require a lot of work. Plus, it was a meat processing plant, and we might gonna have to do even more, and it usually very, very expensive. I think it's not counting the equipment, it probably will run 7 figures.
Yeah, I looked at the YouTube videos online about when they did the auction, so I could see some of the facility, but not all of it. So it's just curious how to think about that. I appreciate that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, commissioners, any other questions? All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-85-25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the waiver of the hiring freeze for IMRF employees regarding the full-time hiring of an administration and accounts payable clerk. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-86-25.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a subscription renewal agreement with Thomson Reuters. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion?
Go ahead. No, I think you should go first.
I just had a couple of questions that I've chatted with Administrator Entler about, and I did share with Chief Gross, but I know he's out of town. Because I'm kind of trying to wrap my mind around some of our newer resources that we're using at the police department that are incredibly useful. And I want to make sure that our police have the support and resources that they need to do their job. And I can see the value in, obviously something like this. But I also am a little bit concerned about how these sorts of things can tend to sort of cross over into some privacy concerns. And so I'm just trying to better understand this program and how the police use it, and how we can make sure that we're conveying to the public that we are doing everything in our power to really protect their privacy, and that we're using these tools in a very smart, effective, and safe way. For me, some of these questions still are unanswered. I'm going to have to wait until Chief Gross gets back. And so I'm personally, until I have more information, I'm a little bit concerned about approving this at this time, because I would like to have those questions answered and have a better understanding of how we're using something like this.
Deputy Chief, can you kind of explain how the police department uses this tool?
Thank you. I do understand the overview and how they use it, but Chief Gross has some auditing measures that he does monthly that I need to meet with him to sort of go over.
Are you asking us to table this, or what are we going to do?
So I spoke with Chief Gross today. He's on vacation. He's out of the country, but he did call, and so we had a conversation about, what the purposes of this software were. And then I did ask him, how he looks at the usage of this. He audits the usage on a monthly basis. He keeps documents of that. I know when Commissioner Vogt and I spoke earlier today, she'd like to review the data that he collects through those audits. And so we can certainly provide those for her when he returns. He's well informed on the use of this software. He came out of the detectives unit. And so this has been something that as he's moved through the ranks, he has maintained the audits of the use of it, which indicate who has logged into it and the reasoning behind, why they're logging into it. So part of the police department, and Deputy Chief Chin can speak a little bit more to this if need be, but they can't always just go into the system and access data. They have to provide a reason for why they're doing it. And so there is documentation as to who's logging in and and what they're accessing the data for, whether it's investigative services or, background information for, a potential candidate. All of that is documented and, can be found through the audit.
Deputy Chief?
Yeah, Mayor, I can speak on the system itself. It is an investigative tool. Detectives are the only ones that have access to it. So even as a deputy chief, when I do background investigations for like our police candidates, I request, either through Chief Gross or Lieutenant Pater, to go into the CLEAR system to do a background check on this potential candidate. It is a helpful tool, not only for investigations, but from my side, my experience with it is, just to give an example, is for an out-of-state search. So we've actually bounced a couple candidates because they've been a little untruthful in their backgrounds. So they need to disclose any sort of law enforcement activity that may have come in contact with. So for example, someone was a little untruthful in their background in the state of Ohio, which, that bounced them out of the background. So it is a useful tool. It's also information that it's publicly available. So they're public records, so financials, things of that nature. So your home address, it's in there. You can search for all these things on public platforms. It's just a clearinghouse where all that data is in there in one useful spot.
If I may just say, because one of the things that is sort of out of our hands is that there's sort of a lack of comprehensive data privacy laws in the United States, which we can't, change here. So even when information is publicly available in sort of a disaggregated form, we do have to consider the significant personal exposure created by a company compiling and selling, like I've read cradle to grave dossiers on individuals, and it does get a little bit deeper than just some of those publicly, available things. There are tracking like locations on cell phone towers and stuff like that.
It's not available through Clear.
It says it is.
We don't have access to that. I'll give you the example of the Dunkin' Donut murder that happened up there. We had to jump through hoops to get the data pings on that gentleman's cell phone. If it was that easy, we would have had that guy locked up right away.
And this is the conversation that I want to have with, Chief Gross and seeing how he does his audits. Ideally with, our cameras and this system, we would just be putting in sort of our local policy that is reiterating to the public that as useful as these tools are, we're using them in a way that takes your privacy and data to heart, and we are protecting that. I think that's important to put a formal policy and practice in place, and I just wanted to see what that looked like, because we don't have all of this information. So
I understand.
Commissioner Maxim.
How long has the Village of Forest Park been using Clear?
I couldn't tell you because it's an investigation. So detectives use it, and I was never in that division.
Okay. And then you said it's only available to detectives and then Chief Gross because he used to be a detective. So how many, that's 4 people then?
Correct.
No. So if I could just add to the comment, because I think, so just pertaining to this, Lieutenant Chen and I, Deputy Chief Chen and I had a conversation about this today as well, and related issues. And I've also discussed Commissioner Vogue's questions and concerns about, data privacy and the use of Thomson Reuters. I come out slightly in a different place. I did do my own research. And I also have looked at how villages and municipalities look at this. I really respect Commissioner Vogue's perspective on this, because I think, especially in the environment that we're in with increased law enforcement or federal presence of Customs and Border Patrol enforcement, I think our residents are asking us a lot more questions about data and how their data is being used and what data is available. And I had this conversation with Deputy Chief Chin. And so I think the idea of us showing that we're doing our due diligence about data and how we're using data is very important. I also did look at Thomson Reuters, and I know that we have used it and how we use it, because I do a lot of work directly with the police department and the investigative unit in particular, and that we have very few people working in the investigative unit and the need to rely on tools like this because we do need tools to help us with these investigations and that they are reliant on permissions. One of the things that I have asked us to look at and to consider is, and this is a result of some activity and some engagement that I had over the weekend with residents, is some of the things that Commissioner Vogt is talking about is how can we put into place some practices and procedures and audits and ways that we are taking care of our IT processes to be respectful and open to residents and saying, we are taking care of your data respectfully and carefully. But in this case, I am okay with moving forward with Thomson Reuters, knowing that we have trained professionals who understand how this system works. But I also have asked our police department to look at how we are using all of our systems within the IT departments to say, let's make sure, given that the Secretary of State has raised questions, how can we make sure that we have processes in place that help us support our officers and the people who use systems that are complex, that we can tell our residents, this is the steps we're taking to be responsible. And I do believe that we are being responsible, but to show that that this is an additional step we can take, is to say these are the steps we're taking to review these processes and procedures, and this is how we're reviewing data and using data. So I think both can be true, but I think in terms of Thomson Reuters, because of the way we access the system and the number of people who use it, I felt like we can continue the agreement, knowing that we can have processes and procedures that will be responsible.
Commissioner Maxim.
I also think both can be true. I also, hear and understand Commissioner Vogt's concerns. I am comfortable moving forward with this contract. I spent time talking to the deputy chief today. I know that Chief Gross does do audits, and though I haven't looked at them, I know that I trust that he has in place a system that allows the very small group of people who use this database to do it in a way that is respectful and does not violate privacy. I agree with Commissioner Mellon McGovern. I think maybe we can ask our village administrator to communicate to the public sort of what controls are in place so that, people feel more confident about this and other things too. My feeling is probably that because of the recent LPR situation and that breach, that this is, maybe we wouldn't have talked about this as much. I'm not sure. And I think that was, my understanding is that was an inadvertent and one-time error. It wasn't a policy decision that we have in place that resulted in that, nor was it a pattern of problems that have occurred in the department that means that we should have tighter, sort of control and oversight over, as a council, over what they're doing. And I think, while that mistake was concerning, it's isolated, and I don't think that it justifies pausing or delaying this contract that will enable our department to function effectively. So I hear both of you, and I agree with both of you, but at the same time, I'm comfortable with going ahead with this contract.
I think it's
I-
fine to,
ho-
yeah, I think it's fine to clarify questions, but we all, we all know that our police department has processes that we can look at.
Commissioner Nero, do you have anything to say? Okay.
Okay. I'll make sure that the information that you requested when the chief gets back gets to everybody.
Thanks. If I,
Commissioner Vogt.
yeah, I just want to say that we up here have to sometimes take in a lot of different factors and they're often conflicting. I absolutely want our police to have the tools that they need, but I do also have to pause and consider, you know, our residents and their concerns. So that's the only reason why I'm looking for more information. I will feel more comfortable when I have it. So at this time, I can't take a position, yes or no, but it's literally just, I would like to see what these auditing processes are so that I can be more informed and I can tell, you know, my constituents, the public, when they ask questions about that. So I just want to be clear about that.
That's very fair.
All right. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Abstain?
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-87-25.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a professional engineering services proposal for a survey and GIS of the Village of Forest Park with Atlas Water, Village of Forest Park, sorry, and GIS of the Village of Forest Park Water Atlas with Seabell. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Is there a second?
Second?
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion?
Yeah, just real quick. On the GI, don't we have the GIS mapping that we did sell for all of the, like the trees and all this stuff? We went through this about 3-4 years ago. It's just trees, but that's our system. So they're gonna come and plug it into our system. And it's just gonna be, the new water meters and stuff, or what are we talking about? You don't have to get up. I just was curious, like, is this something that we have to have engineering services do? Gotcha.
Just,
Go ahead.
yeah, so this
Administrator.
is just for water. I just wanted, just so that everybody could hear out there in the world. So as stated before, we've already GIS'd our trees. We'd like to do water now, and then eventually we'll do sewer as well. And that way we'll have our infrastructure system all in one place.
Right.
Thank you. Any other questions? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-88-25.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and ratifying the execution of an application for a Cook County Disaster Response and Recovery Fund Award with the County of Cook. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero's second.
It's been seconded with Commissioner Nero. Discussion. All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-89-25.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and ratifying the execution of a pricing schedule for digital phone services with AT&T. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-90-25.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and ratifying the execution of a proposal for engineering services for lead water service line material inventory assistance with Seabell. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
Second?
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion. All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Govan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R-91-25.
All right. Commissioners, next item is a request for approval for a raffle license. This is with Kiwanis Club of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion on the license request. All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Govan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, Commissioners, next item is a request for a community center trip agreement with, to Greece at Metropolis. Is there a motion?
Um,
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? All right, no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Govan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, final item under new business is a motion seeking approval for use of public way requests by Events by Sabula. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Okay, it's going to be a joint between, not between Commissioners Vogt and Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk,
Oh, wait.
you want to discuss the,
Do I have to
Please.
second?
it's joint.
Okay. We have questions.
Okay, please.
Thank you.
The request was for a sculpture or an art item for a date that did not, or that did not have an end date. So I was.
Week when she came in to bring the application, she'd like to keep it out there as long as she can, depending on the weather. What this art sculpture is made of is scrap metal that came from basically she upcycled many of the pieces that we have from like the old bike racks that were on Madison Street and some other leftover metals that she used. And she worked her magic and made this beautiful elephant creature that she'd like to put on display for as long as the weather allows her to.
Okay.
So it's already been made?
Okay.
I mean, I honestly would like to see this resubmitted with a drawing and with some sort of layout about where it's going to be on the public way and have it evaluated by sale. Make sure that, it's not going to be impeding sort of accessibility. We just don't have any information, and there should probably be like an end date with the option to apply for an extension.
Or my suggestion was like to end date at the holiday walk.
I can do whatever you like.
Yeah. So those were just some observations. I think the idea is wonderful.
Do you want to amend the
Generally.
motion to give it an end date?
I would like to move that the end date would be the holiday walk.
Okay, so there's a motion to add an end date to this by the holiday walk, which I don't know the exact date of that. Okay. Is there a second to the motion? All right, it's been seconded by Commissioner Nero.
That doesn't address the other concerns,
But
though.
I mean, that's just one possible.
Are we going to rewrite it, or do we want her to resubmit?
That was just a suggestion I had, but it'd probably be better if we talked to her about resubmitting or giving us additional information.
Are you all in agreement
With which part? There's a couple different things we're talking about.
with resubmitting and not approving this tonight?
Sure, yes.
Okay.
Resubmitting with, and it wouldn't even be a drawing. She probably could do a picture since it's already made. but
Yeah, I mean, I've seen photos and I love Linda to death. But I
right,
I
just-
don't
yeah,
deny
just-
that, we could
we
have
should
more
set a
information on the
precedent that these
application.
should be
Correct.
filled out correctly and include all the information.
Just so you're aware, I mean, there are regulations as to where they can put it on the public way. Like it has to leave the sidewalk handicap accessible. It can't impede traffic. So and I respect the request for a drawing. She has done these before where portion of it is in front of her door and then it peeks out onto the public way, which is why she asks for permission to put this on the public way. So I just want to, let you guys know that I understand it's not in writing, but those are things that staff, when going out to, take a look at it, make sure are maintained.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I will.
It's similar to like when the restaurants ask for use of public. I mean, so when the restaurants ask for seating, for patio seating out on the sidewalk, those don't come to the council. They fill out an application
Right.
for an outdoor cafe, and they have to meet certain regulations. They have to leave the sidewalk open. They have to, there has to be certain space requirements for that. For this, I do understand that it's not necessarily in this application, but for her in particular, and we've done this as well with like the Forest Parks Arts Alliance with their bistro tables, where we had to, in talking with them and in meeting with them, they were informed of the regulations that they had to abide by in order to be able to use the use of public way.
Right.
Correct. And we should just set a precedent and treat everyone the same.
So if the council wants us to come back on the 22nd, I can get all that information. I just need to know which way the council wants to go on this.
So I'm comfortable with like nitty gritty details being handled. I just like to have a sense of an end date. I just threw out the holiday walk, but and a little bit of a sense of like placement.
Right. And can clarify for me, because with the Arts Alliance, they meet with Sal, they lay it out, he tells them where to place things and
She did the same thing. She came in and met with me when she brought in her application, and we talked about where it was going to be.
Okay. And how it's being secured and all of those things.
Okay. Because yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand,
clear,
like,
sorry.
sometimes people come in and they bring I totally understand that, yes. She did come in when she brought her application. We had to talk about where it was gonna go and how it was gonna be displayed, and, no, that is not in the application here.
Yeah.
Um,
It was just a little confusing to see questions.
Part of this application is also going to be, I'm in the process of redoing it, because it leaves a lot up to interpretation. And so that it'll be easier for staff to, get the information to you. We are working on updating the form as well.
Can I have one more comment? If she has met with you and you are, you've gone over what we have in our code in regards to where things can be and how far out onto the sidewalk they can be and all that sort of stuff, then I am okay with approving this today, with the end date, if that's what we're on right now.
Okay.
Um, and not seeing another application for this.
I'd be okay with that.
They come in, they talk to you, vet it with staff, and away we go. Is that the current precedent?
Correct. Yeah, so the permission that's being asked is just simply for the use of the public way. And that, with regard to anything other than a sidewalk license for a restaurant or liquor license owner, the process is to bring it in front of the council. Correct. Steve Glinke and I both met with her. Yes.
All right. So
Yes, let's get all that information in the application and then we're good, right? So does someone have to second the,
Well, I have a motion and a second for an amendment
Right.
with the end date for the holiday walk.
Right.
So we have to take a roll call on that.
voting on the end date.
oh, Nero seconded, okay.
Are we ready? Okay. This is
Madam
for the
Clerk?
amendment. Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Huskins.
Aye.
So now calling the roll call. on
Now we're back to the
motion-
main motion.
The main motion as amended. Got it. Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Ragoven,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
There we go.
All right, that concludes our new business this evening. We're at administrator's report.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to update everybody. Today, the mayor and I met with a representative from Motorola in regards to the recent audit conducted by the Secretary of State. And so I just wanted to give you an update on that. According to Motorola, the Illinois Secretary of State is also going to be issuing some protocols to Motorola to further help prevent inadvertent and accidental sharing of information. He also reiterated to the mayor and I that per the Illinois Secretary of State, the Village of Forest Park is not in any trouble from the information that came out in the recent audit. Nothing bad has happened as a result of the inadvertent access sharing that was detected. And the cooperation between the Village of Forest Park, the Illinois Secretary of State, and Motorola has now placed Forest Park in compliance with state laws. I also sat in on a briefing today with Cook County President Preckwinkle and wanted to share a little bit of information in regards to what came out of that briefing. Couple things. They are aware that there is training going on up at the Great Lakes Naval Center up in North Chicago. However, they are not aware of any deployment of the National Guard. Today, we received several calls asking if the National Guard was deployed here in Forest Park at the former Army Reserve Center. I want to reiterate that we were not aware of any deployment of the National Guard to Forest Park. We were in contact with members of the Illinois National Guard, and they reassured us that the National Guard was not deployed to Forest Park, and that if anybody, there was some question because it looked like there was some construction happening at the Army Reserve on Roosevelt Road. That is construction that is happening because the Illinois National Guard will be taking over the facility in the coming months, and it has sat empty for many, many years. And so, as we all know, there are things that need to be remodeled and remedied in that building. And so that is construction that the Village of Forest Park was aware was going to be taking place. So I just want to settle those rumors that went around today. The county also did confirm, however, that they are aware that there was an ICE deployment on the southwest side of Chicago and in suburban Cook County. It is called Operation Midway Blitz. Forest Park is not aware of any ICE deployment here. However, should our law enforcement officials or myself become aware of that, I'll be sure to let you know. And that is all I have at this moment.
Thank you, Administrator Entler. All right, Commissioners' reports. Commissioner Maxim.
Yes, I wanted to talk just really briefly about some of the changes in the finance department and the clerk's office because there's a lot going on right now. As you all probably know, we had a finance assistant who left sort of abruptly a few months ago, posted the position, and there were, I believe, 25 applicants, which is great. They were interviewed, and an internal candidate ended up being the perfect fit for this position. So I want to say congratulations to that person who's taking that position. And then item 4 tonight on the agenda was in regards to filling that position that the person who was promoted is leaving. So that's a position open to the public, and anyone is welcome to apply. So please do. And then I think it's public knowledge, because I saw it on Facebook. Clerk Belmonte will be retiring soon. So I don't know if I was supposed to.
It was on Facebook?
Someone posted on Facebook. They asked about when your position would be listed.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. And so, and we'll talk about all that later. But in sort of, there's sort of all these like domino effects, right, of that happening, and a lot of flux. And so I know that Administrator Entler has been working hard with other leaders in the different departments to identify sort of all the different roles and jobs that, that I know that Vanessa has been doing, which is a lot, and to make sure that our job descriptions are updated and correspond with the needs that we have. And it's, sort of not as simple as saying, okay, well, these are the positions that are open and let's hire for them. It's also a little bit of, well, let's think strategically about, what we want to do and how we see, these departments looking. And that's something that we will communicate with you as soon as it is worked out. So that is all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Nero.
Yes, sir, briefly. So, as part of the wonderful responsibilities of public health and safety, every now and again we get to talk about rats in town. So that's fun. That being said, there's a lot of things that can help with controlling rat population in town. Certainly complaining about it isn't one. Calling in and sending emails that I saw a rat is certainly not one of them either. We could help each other. And it wasn't but maybe 3 years ago or so, where we did a little bit of a community outreach. Not a whole lot of folks showed up, maybe half a dozen, on some educational information about what you can do as a resident in Forest Park or a business owner to help control that nuisance. And it probably makes sense just in a couple of minutes here to reiterate some of those. Halloween, Thanksgiving's coming up. People like to put corn stalks out in front of their house. They like to put pumpkins out. That's food. Your bird feeders, food, right? You throw bread in your backyard to feed the squirrel. That's food, right? You don't pick up the dog crap in your yard. That's food. These are all things that attract rats. You don't close your garbage cans and you overload them on a Monday and don't call the waste disposal company. It sits there for 3 or 4 days. Guess what? It's food. These things all compound the problem. And the thing is like, it's not a department problem. It's not it's an us problem that we have to solve together. There's not one single person that you're going to call that's going to make it all go away. We have to act together, right? So you have to be responsible, right? Clean up your yard, all right? And if your neighbor's got a bunch of overgrowth and a bunch of crap, go help them. Because complaining about it or sitting behind a computer or writing something on Facebook doesn't solve it. It just doesn't. It's garbage. Go knock on a door and go face to face with somebody. Be nice. Say, guess what I heard? I heard that overgrowth and vegetation can promote rat populations. Can I help? Do you have to mow your grass? Maybe if someone's a little bit older or a senior citizen that lives next door, take the weed whacker and help them. It's not that big of a deal. If you're driving and you're parking in your parking spot and you see your neighbor's garbage cans are open, guess what you could do? You could write an email, you could post on Facebook, you could call the village, or you could walk 5 steps and close the lid. This is how things happen, right? We have to take some personal accountability for our village if we want to control the issue, okay? End of report, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon McGovern.
Thank you. Wanted to take a moment to thank the residents who provided public comments today at the meeting, to thank them for their time and preparation and sharing their experiences with us today. We appreciate your participation. Thanks for being here. On Saturday, I attended the Fall Fest at the Park District of Forest Park. Make sure to attend every year to distribute street safety information as our students return to the classroom and help residents be aware of the different traffic patterns and pedestrians, cyclists, and cars on our village streets, especially as the days grow shorter. I asked residents also to highlight their favorite and not so favorite routes for walking and biking on village maps to start to gather data for highlighting places that people like to spend time walking and biking and how we can improve infrastructure in the village. We also solicited potential options and feedback for on-street parking as we examine those questions in our Traffic and Safety Commission. Our next meeting is next Thursday at 7 p.m. in Village Hall. Please join us. We also distributed free safety reflectors and bike lights to over 150 families during the event. It was very helpful and a great event. We were there for 5 hours, so we talked to a lot of folks. And it was a great time to engage residents about a lot of questions and concerns and things they wanted to ask about regarding things going on in the village. And I just wanted to, again, reiterate how welcoming and appreciative I am to the Forest Park Police Department, the mayor, and our village staff when I bring questions about recent news events and concerns that our residents have to our experts and our village staff. And, you know, that we work together to answer questions and provide information to our residents and help them understand these complex issues we're facing at this time that's difficult and complex. And I'm always happy to continue to work with our colleagues to answer these challenging questions and to serve our village.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. Sorry, Commissioner Mellon Govan. Commissioner Vogt.
Thanks. I also want to thank y'all for your public comment today and for sticking it out through the rest of the meeting too. If you were able to stay, I appreciate that as well. And I will just concur with Commissioner Mellon McGovern. Fall Fest was really great and it was a lovely day for that. And then our community cleanup is this Saturday. It's the 13th. We're very excited to have you three donating our morning pick-me-up coffee bar. So we really appreciate their partnership. This is our 5th year, which is so amazing to me. So I really hope to see y'all there to help us celebrate and thank our community who, so many familiar faces. There's always new folks, but there's people who come every single year, every single spring and fall. And to just really thank them for, you know, all of their help with keeping Forest Park clean and beautiful. And just under the wire, we've had a surprise anonymous donor order some t-shirts for our volunteers. So hopefully they will arrive in time and we're very thankful to them. So I encourage everyone to register and come out on Saturday with us to celebrate our 5th year of community engagement and cleanup.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. All right, Commissioners, I just want to kind of add to something that Administrator Untler said earlier. Earlier today, in addition to speaking with Motorola, and Motorola did indicate that, you know, the audit that they're doing of these LPR systems, you know, at the request of the Secretary of State's, they recognize that it's a new technology, and they recognize that different departments you may have had you know, mishaps and maybe have granted access to users of data inadvertently, similar to what happened in Forest Park. So one of the things they're proposing is an alert system where periodically departments will get a listing of all their grants of access to different law enforcement agencies. And it'll simply, you know, require them to review everyone who's been granted access. And it creates a mechanism to sort of turn off the access if it hasn't been turned off already. The Secretary of State's Chief of Staff spoke with me earlier, and she kind of reiterated the same thing. They're going to look at best practices so that the departments that are using, you know, systems like LPRs have better training and recognize when other departments have made mistakes, and so that all the different law enforcement agencies can learn from each other. So it's a valuable tool. Yeah, I read the police reports pretty regularly, and I know of several instances where the community has benefited from the LPR technology. So I think we can improve how we use it and just continue to work with our police department and the Secretary of State. So we appreciate the fact that they initiated this audit and alerted us to what had happened. So with that, I'll close and the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
That motion.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragoven,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Huskins.
Aye, we are adjourned.
Fine.